Danny DeKaiser being out sounds like a month or so.
Yeah.
How big a loss is that for you?
I mean, I think Danny's an excellent defenseman in the league. I think he's an underrated player in the league, personally, nationally, or across both nations. I think Danny's become an elite top 2 defenseman in the NHL. With that said, I think one thing that we've had here in this organization is organizational depth. I think that's allowed us to have success here in Detroit. I think it's allowed us to have success in the American League when we needed it. These are times you just rely on organizational depth. The one thing I never worry about is who we don't have available to us. All I ever worry about is who's available to us. And with Danny out for the 3 to 4 weeks, I'm very confident that we'll address 6 defensemen that are absolutely good enough to win. Now we just got to execute on a nightly basis.
Jeff, that includes the coaching ranks. Obviously a transition for you, pretty much smooth given your time with the organization there and here.
I think given the fact that I've been in the organization for 4 years previous to this, certainly makes the transition smoother. There's some relationships that have already been built between myself and a number of the players, and by that I mean earned trust. I think that I've had the opportunity to earn some of the players' trust, and vice versa. They've had the opportunity to earn my trust. Now every day is a new challenge for sure. That doesn't guarantee success by any stretch. We're going to have to go out and execute, but it certainly makes the transition smoother.
Is Xavier a no-brainer just because he plays that kind of smart game that should work well with a guy like Green? Or?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say Xavier's a very smart hockey player. I think Alexei Marchenko's a very smart hockey player. I think Nick Jensen's smart. I think Ryan Sproul brings a skill set, and Brian Blashill brings a skill set. We'll just make our decision come after the weekend. We'll get a chance to watch these guys play a couple more games and decide who the best fit is, and then who plays with Greener. We'll make that decision as we move forward as well.
Does NHL experience weigh into that?
Well, I think as players, you build resumes, and part of the resume is an NHL experience and what you've done in the league. So I think that's part of it, and I think the other side of it is who do we think's ready to execute at the highest level, and you kind of combine it all and say who do we think's going to give us our best chance to win, and so we'll make those decisions.
Jeff, you've got a couple other defensemen kind of picked up a little bit. Do you have any updates on Kindle and Quincy and is Marchenko hurt?
Quincy practiced today. We're planning on him playing tomorrow. Kindle's still out with an illness, but we're still hoping he can play tomorrow. Marchie Marchie skated this morning, did not practice. I don't see Marchie being in tomorrow, but I do see him being ready for the regular season if indeed that's the decision we make.
Is Quincy somebody who could fit with Green too if you were?
Yeah, I mean, I think Quincy, I went back and watched a lot of Quincy shifts this summer just in preparation, and Quincy did a great job as a top 4 D-man last year. So, we talk about their NHL experience. I think it's the job they do within the NHL, and he's done a real good job. He's been a top 4 defenseman at lots of moments in his career, so he's certainly somebody that we feel comfortable playing in those roles.
If Larkin plays the wing tonight with Richard?
We'll start that way, and then we'll adjust. I've used Larkin. When Larkin came to us in Grand Rapids, we used him on the wing and center. Some guys that bothers a lot, some guys it doesn't. It doesn't seem to bother him or change his game. He kind of plays the same way no matter what the position says. So we'll start that way, and we may play with it as we move through the game.
Jeff, is this like an indicator? You just want to see how he's challenged or something along those lines, or how he reacts to something like that?
Well, no, I just want to see how he does with those guys, and just see where he's at that way. A number of our forwards we've played in 5 exhibition games, and he's going to be one of them. I don't foresee him playing tomorrow night, so it just gives another chance to evaluate him with different players and different roles. The last couple games he's went up and played against some of the best players in the league, and Crosby and Bergeron and guys like that, and it gives him another chance to play against some real good players.
Is Timu out this weekend?
Timu skate practice today. We hope to have him tomorrow.
Coach, anything personal or special about facing Mike Babcock tonight?
I talked a little bit about this last week, and I'm sure I'll talk about it more in the next couple weeks. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for Mike. At least not at this moment. It would have taken me longer, without question. Mike's somebody who's I learned a ton from. Both the year I worked for him and the 3 years after. We had a real special relationship when I was in the American League, where I was able to talk to him on a regular basis, and he helped me out a lot in those areas. And then he's a good friend. So, but I've also coached against guys that I've worked with and worked for in the past, and so from that aspect it's not really any different. It's our team playing against their team, and we'll get ready.
Helm skated today. So hopefully he'll be ready for this week.
Yeah, we're hoping Helm will, but we'll take that day to day. We don't know that for certain.
Thanks, Joe.